Hello YouTube, it's your girl Soul's Purposed, Enlightened, back with another video. How you doing? So I wanted to come on here and talk about something. If you see me looking up, reminder, I am looking at a camera. I'm at work, so I just want to have to cut this short if a customer comes. I'm cutting short. Today I wanted to talk about real quick. I'm in this group on Facebook, and somebody had asked, how do you get yourself back together or back up where you have fallen, or back to where you were where you left off. And I'm gonna give my example, my experience of this. Okay, so I was gonna type, but I was like, you know what? Let me make a YouTube video of this, because this is very, very common for a lot of people. And from my experience, it's like I had to come to conclusion not to beat myself up about falling off or going backwards in my life. And once I come to conclusion, like, okay, hey, don't get all mad, don't get all upset just because you have took 10 steps back, because you and I'm getting the download while I'm saying this. So when I pause, usually the times I'm trying to get my thoughts together, because sometimes my mind runs faster than my mouth, and and sometimes spirit is talking to me, because spirit is with me when I'm doing. Of course, spirit's with me all the time, but usually when I'm doing YouTube or when I'm making a video, because spirit always wants me to get on my grind and make this video for y'all, like teach y'all things based off my experience and things like that. But anyway, yes, so not beating myself up when I took 10 steps back or got into the same habits again, or, and get basically a lot of people, what I realize, and also with me too, some of us tend to, when we take 10 steps back or we go through the same issue again and again and again, and we've fallen off our path, or we can't find our purpose anymore, we don't know what, we're confused and stuff like that. And there's a lot of factors that you can do to, alchemize this, to get back on track, or to get out of confusion, or to remove negative energy from your life, or whatever it is. There's some things you can do. But what I realized during my journey, I had a war against my spirituality and religion. And I finally come to the conclusion that I am this person I am today, and I'm happy to be this person I am today, because there's nothing wrong with religion. If you believe in what you believe in, if you're in a religion, there's nothing wrong with religion. I'm a free spirit, and that's just me. So my inner being wanted to break free of the dogma of the mundane things in life, and things like that. So with me, it's like there's no middle with me. So I had to realize that about myself. There's no middle with me at all. So it's either hot or either cold. It's either you religious and you going all in and you gonna be hard for it, or you're not. So my path and my purpose is just to be this spiritual person that I am, and do these spiritual things and teach. And what people usually call me, people used to say I'm a preacher or whatever like that, or I got a reading from somebody, they said that I'm kind of like them, like a high priestess type person. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into all that. I just say that I'm spiritual, a teacher and stuff like that. So what I have realized with some of us is that when we falling off our path, or we falling off our grind, or whatever it is, or we feel like we're not spiritual anymore, or we go back or backwards and stuff like that, that doesn't mean give up. And she had asked, how do I get myself back up to par? I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place. My mind is like trying to get these messages together. Come on, Spirit, let's get these messages together. So she had asked, how does she get herself back on track? Well, do you want to know the answer? there's really no antidote to that. You just continue to do what you was actually doing. Continue to do what you was doing before where you left off. For example, I kept going back and forth between spirituality and religion because I thought what I believed in or what I've loved and what spirit was trying to gravitate me towards was evil. Okay? So I stayed in religion for so long, but I felt like the songbird in the cage. I don't know if you know that poem. I think it's by Maya Angelou, but it's like I was in a cage when I was in religion. It felt like I couldn't break free. It's like my inner being wanted to break free. Like, oh, let me be this person. Let me be this goddess that I'm supposed to be, that you're supposed to be. But I kept shoving her down and like, no, we need to be what society says we need to be. And I will always go back and forth in my mind like this and that. And 1 minute I'll do a little bit of this and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? So I will basically condemn myself. And I had to just like, you know what? I'm gonna let this ride. I'm gonna believe what you're trying to show me, which direction you're trying to take me. Because every time, this is my story now, every time I went towards religion, I stopped seeing the double numbers. I stopped seeing the triple numbers. I couldn't hear from God like I wanted to hear from God. I didn't have a relationship with myself because of the dogma and things like that and stuff. I felt like a bird that was trapped in a cage. And then when I went to spirituality, when I got into spirituality, it felt like I was free. It felt like this is what I'm used to. But I wouldn't say I got afraid. I never got afraid. It's just like the mindset. I had to alchemize my mind. I had to change my mind. I had to get my mind out of being brainwashed. And so when I was going through that process, I took some steps back. I said, no, I'm not doing this spiritual stuff. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Even though this is what the path I was supposed to take. And how I know this is the path that I was supposed to take, because I felt calm. I felt peace. I started seeing the angel numbers again. I started hearing from spirit. My gifts started to open up. And I was like, wow, what is this? But then I was like, I guess I was afraid of myself. I guess I was afraid of myself. So that's why I went back to religion. I went back to religion like 3 times. 3 times. And I was never like comfortable. So how did I get back to being spiritual again? Well, I just dived right in it. It's not me going back to where I left off, because with anything in life, people might say I gotta redo this, or I gotta do this, or I have to heal all over again, and blah blah blah. Let me tell you how life is. Life is endings and beginnings every single time. So it don't even matter if you've fallen back, if you've fallen off, if you got off the wrong track and you're trying to get back on. There's no point of even trying. It's about doing it effortlessly. Just get back on. Just do it. Because that's what I had to come to realization. Like, just because you might think somebody's more spiritual than you, and they've been spiritual for 40 years and you only been spiritual for 2 years, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything, because we all still learning. We're all still learning. And you might know something that the person who been spiritual for 40 years don't know. So trying to get back on, if you have a workout regimen, you got knocked off your workout regimen, get back onto it. There's no sitting there. The longer you sit there and be upset with yourself, be like down yourself, condemn yourself, the harder it's going to be getting back on. The harder it's going to be trying to go back to working out again. You think that you have to bend your leg a different way now. You think you gotta restart this. And sometimes, yes, sometimes you have to sometimes say, okay, what made me fall off? Oh, maybe because I was working too much and I wasn't able to work out like I should. So let me nitpick with this. Let me tweak this a little bit. Let me work this many hours this week and have these days off, these 2 days off, so I could do my workouts. Sometimes, yes, sometimes you gotta evaluate. Sometimes you gotta recalculate some things so you won't keep falling off. Because sometimes it is a problem or why we keep falling off on things. But if there's really not, or you feel like, no, it's not this, it's not that, it's not that. It's just sometimes we're not ready for certain things, or sometimes we went all the way full force and we should have did it in increments. And maybe, for example, when I became spiritual, this free songbird, I started doing this and this and this and this and this and that, and I got too much overload. And that's when I was like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if blah, 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 blah. It's like I got I wouldn't say afraid. I don't know what to call it. But I just really it's really no reason why I went back. It's just, like I said, I just thought it was wrong. I just thought it was bad because I was brainwashed to believe that what I was doing at first was good. But the universe is so broad, so wide, is that when we learn so many teachings, learn so many things, it all comes together and mean the same thing almost. Basically, I don't know how to say this, but yeah. So you just have to just maybe tweak some things so you don't fall off again. Or maybe you probably had to fall off to realize self. Maybe you had to learn something new, or maybe you had to, maybe you just wasn't ready for it yet. Because, like I said, you could have dived in it too fast, or you did too much, and it was too much overload, and it caused that to happen. And you had to sit down and realize, okay, I need to do these in a little bit of increments and stuff like that. So yeah, when you falling off your path, or when you falling off track, or whatever it is in your life that you falling off from, all you have to do is just do it again. Get back up and do it again. Get back up and try again. Like I said before, the longer you sit there and dwell on, oh my gosh, I've fallen off, this and that. And I had to talk to myself this morning about this. And I stopped myself. I said, no, we are not going to do this. We are not going to do this. Because it's kind of like the law of rhythm. And I'm going to talk about the 7 laws on here and make some videos about it. But it's kind of like the spiritual law of rhythm. The pendulum swings one way, it has to come back another way. It just doesn't stop. Only we can continue to make the pendulum stop, because we have control we really have control over the pendulum, really. So if you having grabs over that pendulum, you sitting here whining and complaining like, oh my gosh, I fell off. The more you say that, you're holding your own pendulum. It's up to you to actually let it go. Let go of that frustration. Let go of that sadness. Let it go so it can swing the other way, and you literally will come back up. You may have come back up, learned some things about yourself. You became stronger, or you noticed some weaknesses, some dry spots, and you had to moisturize some dry spots, and you come back being anew. You have changed, and now you back working out again. Now you back working out again. Now you back spiritual. But during that time where when you've fallen off, the boxer in the ring, when he loses a fight and he don't win the money he expected to win because he lost the fight because he was up against something else, he doesn't just sit there and say, oh my gosh, and pout and this and that. He could, but he gets right back up and he trains. He trains to be a better fighter. So during that moment when you've fallen off, what did you learn? Did you learn to become, did you study? Did you join a group? Did you read some books? Did you meditate? Did you commune with yourself? You have to do these certain things too, okay? Not just have to, but spirit will put you into that. Spirit is kind of like like God. You could say whatever, whoever you honor or worship, whatever. They're like open arms, like, okay, come back, come on, it's okay. And you're like a little baby, kind of like if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like a little baby, like, I'm falling off. Like, it's okay. We gonna try it again. We gonna do it again, and you do it again. I have a 3-year-old, so that's how I looked at it as. That's how I feel like that's how spirit treats me sometimes. But anyway, so yeah, if you have fallen, if you have given up, if you feel like you have given up, it's okay. You just gotta do it again, but don't just do it again without learning from the fall. Because when you fall, I might have said so many things. Sorry, y'all. My brain is like going 25 miles per hour. So I hope I'm making sense. But so when you fall, like I said again, if you fall, during that fall, you learn how to not to fall again. And if you fall in the future, if there's a fall in the future, you won't know if there's a fall in the future. All you have to focus on is the present, on what knowledge and wisdom that you have to learn in order to be better next time, in order to stay stable, in order to not fall. Because when you fall, like if you're riding a bike, you fall on the ground. You gotta make sure you don't wear them high heels again, or you wear some thicker ones, or you wear some ones with some grip, or when you fall off your bike, you got to make sure you don't take that sharp of a turn. It's all about analyzation at the end of the day. And I probably had said that earlier, that it's not about that, but it is. So yeah. So that's all I wanted to say, y'all. And now I'm here. I'm spiritual and I'm loving it. This is me. And I'm seeing the angel numbers and stuff. I'm communing with spirit. I'm with my ancestors and all that stuff like that. And it's been an amazing journey. We're going to be forever on this journey until, I guess when we leave this earth, we still going to be on a dang journey. But because honestly, we got to know what death is. We got to learn what death is. So it's a journey in itself. Even when we switch over, you still got to learn about the spiritual world, because most of us think we do know, but when we pass along, we like, oh, I didn't know. And then somebody got to guide us through the spiritual world when our own spirit comes out. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I had to say. So I literally had pizza, so I'm just like, yeah. Just get back up, y'all. Just do it again. Learn from it and just do it again. But yeah, I'll try to see if I have some more else. If I have something else to say, but I don't. So, peace.